The evidence that we have does not completely match the stories that we have received at this point. So we are opening up our focus in terms of the time that we are interested in.
Where is 4-year-old Codi Bigsby? On January 31st, 2022, his father, Corey, reported him missing. Right now, the community is holding a vigil in honor of the little boy.
To this day, no one has seen or found him. Allison Basil has followed this story from the beginning.
It's a question that still haunts many people in Hampton Roads. Where is 4-year-old Codi Bigsby? Hampton police started looking for him almost 1 year ago on January 31st after his father, Corey, reported him missing.
We will work as if he's out there waiting for us to find him.
Crews from other cities stepped in to help. They used divers, drones, dogs, and volunteer teams to search for Codi around his home at the Buckrow Point Apartments in Hampton.
There are a number of really emotional cases that I know I'll carry with me till I'm not on the planet anymore. This case is one of them.
For the first time, we are sitting down with Hampton Police Chief Mark Talbot. He says the case is still active.
Still looking through the evidence, making sure that we've followed up on everything that needs to be followed up on, making sure that we've understood the technology that we've uncovered throughout the investigation.
He says investigators have chased many leads over the past year. None of them ever panned out.
A number of things have come up that have had us, excited about the possibility of figuring out what happened.
Chief Talbot says he doesn't believe Codi is still alive.
I've struggled with that question for a long time. He's 4 years old. He obviously wouldn't be able to care for himself. No indication that he was taken. It's not reasonable to think he's alive at this point.
This case captured the hearts of thousands of people in the community. Search groups have gone door to door and combed through wooded areas over the last 12 months, hoping to find the little boy.
Everywhere we go, he's always right there in the forefront.
Water Team Inc. looks for missing people in Hampton Roads. Team lead Joe Slabinski says his crew has spent countless hours on Codi's case.
Took us all the way out to Roanoke, Richmond, almost everything on the peninsula.
A week before Christmas 2022, Hampton police got a call about remains left behind a middle school. Many thought it could be Codi, but investigators said they were animal remains. Slabinski says the incident showed him how much the community is still interested in this case. If Codi is found now, he says people would find minimal remains.
Skeletal remains. Very little else to go along with that. Most of the cartilage and everything else would have been liquefied. If he was preserved, then, the sky is the limit.
While community tips have slowed down, Chief Talbot says investigators won't put this case on the shelf.
We want to do everything that we feel like we can possibly do for this child.
Investigators still want to hear from anyone who might know what happened to Codi or where he is now. Chief Talbot says even the smallest tip could move the investigation forward.
We still believe that there is somebody out there that has information that would be meaningful to us. We would love to hear from anybody who thinks that they could be helpful.
So that was the latest on the search for 4-year-old Codi Bigsby, who went missing from his home in Hampton, Virginia, 1 year ago today, 31st of January, 2022. It's heartwarming to see so many people still out there searching for little Codi. Equally, it's heartbreaking that, realistically speaking, Codi's no longer on this earth, and the remains that are left are going to be minimal. But just a recap on this case. His father, Corey, reported him missing early on January 31st, saying that he last saw Codi, I think it was 2 a.m, he said, and he believed that Codi had left of his own volition. Almost immediately, the police did not believe Corey's story. In the week after Codi's disappearance, they were doing almost daily press briefings, and it was a matter of days that they realised that the timeline that Codi Bigsby had given didn't add up, and they started to widen that timeline to look at the last time Codi was seen. And Corey was taken in for questioning that very day, and he never came out. Now, in the year since, Corey has been in jail on a number of unrelated to his disappearance child neglect charges. These focus around leaving the very small children in his care, Codi and his siblings, home alone. He admitted this. Now, the police misstepped in those very early days, allegedly denied Corey a lawyer when he asked for one, and the police had to come out and admit that they'd made a misstep. But Corey is still in jail and his case is ongoing, and they're still wrangling with competency. Is he competent to stand trial? But all of that is in the hands of the legal people. That's still ongoing. But where is Codi? As you saw in that news clip there, the police chief has spoken out. And for the first time, 13 News Now conducted a one-on-one interview with the Hampton police chief. And he said the case is still active. And just to reiterate what was said on that news piece, here is the quote from the police chief. We are still looking through the evidence, making sure we have followed up on everything that needs to be followed up on, making sure we have understood the technology that we've uncovered throughout this investigation, which I find interesting. They've kept everything in this investigation very, very close to the vest. I mean, you know, Corey's in jail and they want a conviction there on those neglect charges. But we don't know what they mean by technology. Not much in terms of new tips or uncovering new evidence, but still working the case with the hopes of solving the mystery. He said investigators have chased down many leads over the last year, but those leads haven't panned out. What I can share is that a number of things have come up since Codi Bigsby was first reported missing that we haven't been able to make public, Chief Talbot said. A number of things have come up that had us excited about the possibility of figuring out what happened, and none of those things have panned out so far. So it tends to happen unexpectedly, as we got a call a week or so ago of something that came up in the community, which is an indication that it's still an active case. People are interested in it. Every once in a while, we are out there looking at something. Chief Talbot said he doesn't believe that Codi is still alive. You know, search teams are still out there looking for Codi. And this is someone called Joe with Water Team Inc. who said, privately, we have always stayed searching for Codi. Everywhere we go, he is always right there at the forefront. And Joe said his crew has spent countless hours on Codi's case. While community tips have slowed down, Chief Talbot said investigators won't put this case on the shelf. We want to bring closure to this case, he said. We want to do everything we possibly can do for this child. Investigators still want to hear from anyone who might know what happened to Codi or where he is now. Chief Talbot said even the smallest tip could move the investigation forward. We still believe that there's somebody out there that has information that would be meaningful to us. Somebody that may have lived close to the child or the child's family. We would love to hear from anybody who thinks they could be helpful. And here's the Vigil.
People need to understand tomorrow is not promised.
Codi Bigsby disappeared nearly 365 days ago. The little boy's case has pulled on the heartstrings of people across Hampton Roads ever since.
That I can truly love someone that I have never met.
Several community groups gathered tonight to light Codi's way home. Many of them searched wooded areas and neighborhoods to try and find him over the past year.
You just wonder, how can someone a 4-year-old, just disappear?
With candles in hand, the group stood where the searches started. Hampton police say Codi's father, Codi Bigsby, reported his son missing on January 31st, 2022. The family lived at the Buckrow Point Apartments in Hampton.
Well, the fight's not over, but we are at a very historic mark of it being 1 year tomorrow.
Organizers created mementos with Codi's photo, spelled his name with candles, and prayed for his return.
Missing and not forgotten. missing in the darkness.
Joe Slabinski has spent countless hours searching for Codi with Water Team Inc. He says groups at the Vigil promised they won't stop now.
It's awesome to hear that we're not in this fight alone.
Once strangers, the group now has a common goal: keep all missing children in the spotlight.
For some reason, this child has brought us together in a way that, with all that's going on in the world right now, he brought us together. I don't know any of these people, but it's like they've been in my life all this time.